if I could just get everyone to read with me together, and I'll give you some time if you want to look it up from your Bibles. Maybe some people need to open it up from an Indonesian Bible, I'm not sure. But, and when we're all ready, if I could just get everyone to read it with me. Yeah. Are we all good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 1, 2, 3. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks, receives. The one who seeks, finds. And to the one who knocks, the door will be opened. Alright, cool, thank you. Well, this verse is actually my favorite verse, which is weird because I don't even know how did I know about it the first time I heard about it, and I didn't even remember how did I come across it. I think when I was little, maybe like around 5 years old, I just kind of like randomly opened a Bible and I was like, hey, this verse is good, I like it, and it just stuck with me. I'm not sure. But anyway, I think if you remembered last week, my mum, Laura Purba, sitting right there, was talking about the importance of rest and how important it is for us to just take a rest, take it slow, take one day off, which is the Sabbath, and to kind of focus ourselves to God and just be in the moment with Him. Well, today, I mean, you guys can probably see, I'm going to be talking about the importance of asking. And I'm not really, well, maybe I am, but I'm not really talking about asking out your crush out on a date. For all the youth over there who have got a crush on somebody, shoot your shots, I don't care, that's good on you. But I'm talking about asking God for help, for guidance, anything. It's like in that Indonesian proverb, I don't know if, maybe the youth who grew up here aren't really familiar with it. Malu bertanya sesat di jalan.
Yes.
Yeah, which literally translates to English as if you're too shy to ask, you'll get lost. I think, well, the proverb itself is very self-explanatory. And because if you're too shy to ask, obviously, or for guidance or for help, if you're in need of any help, you'll get lost. And I feel like that's the same with us in our daily life. You know, it's not necessarily that we're too shy to ask. It's more that we think we're okay with what's going on right now. We think we can handle it all. We think sometimes we even pretend that we've got everything in our hands and we can control everything, which is definitely not true. Because, I mean, I believe that we all in this room know that without God, we're basically nothing.
Yes.
And most of the times we end up forgetting that there's a God up there, or like just around us, just within us, in this community, who's willing to help us out, to tend to us, to care about us anytime we need help. Like, and all we need to do is just ask.
Yes.
That's it. Can I get an amen for that?
Amen.
Just ask, guys, and He will definitely come for you.
Amen.
And here's the thing, though. I think my mom, out of everybody in this room, probably would know this. I hate asking. I absolutely hate doing anything relating to asking, be it asking questions, asking for clarifications. I think I'm a lot like my dad. We're not much of a talker, which is weird because I'm standing right here and talking to you guys, but we're not much of a talker. And we don't like to ask things. We're very stubborn too. Like, Mom would go up to us and be like, hey, can you ask this person if they can do this? And both my dad and I would be like, no, you do it. And why do I have to do it? And mom would be like, why can't you do it? And I was like, well, I don't want to. Why can't you do it? And it will just go back and forth, and in the end, mom will have to do it. But getting off track. Anyway, yeah, to the point where whenever we were told to do something, we would remember even the smallest details, so that we don't need to ask the person who's talking to us for any clarification. Like somebody would be telling my dad and I something, and we would be like, okay, I have to remember everything so that I don't need to talk to that person again, basically. And it's a bad habit, because like recently, I think most of you know by now that I'm going to move to Japan for work. Yay. Yeah, I got a job in Japan, and it's an English teaching company, so I'll be teaching English. And considering I have an Indonesian passport, and we have to apply for a visa in here, obviously that's complicated, because I'm not an Australian citizen. And if you want to apply for a visa from the Japanese embassy in Brisbane, you have to be an Australian. And, well, I got frustrated. I got so stressed out. I think some of you would probably remember from my mom's testimony last week too. I got so stressed out, and I threw away everything, and I was like, I can't do this. And me being the person who hates asking things was like, well, it's already the way it is. I can't negotiate with them. I can't, like, there's no point in asking the company if I can do things a different way, because that's already how it is. Like, I'll just have to do it like that. I have to go back to Indo, and I'll have to apply for my visa in Indo, and I'll have to go back and forth Australia and Indonesia, because my friends are in here, so I'll have to say goodbye to them first. And then all of my stuffs are in here, my clothes and everything. And I just got so stressed out and frustrated. But in truth, see, when someone asks, usually there comes a negotiation. There comes a clarification. But I didn't ask. I didn't ask at all whether we can do it the other way. And so when I told my mom about this, she was like, did you ask? And I was like, well, no, like I said before, there's no point. There's no point in asking. Why do I have to ask? That's already the way it is. Like, there's no need anymore. And she was like, can you please just ask them? And me, begrudgingly, was like, oh, fine, all right, I'll ask them. And so I asked them, can I please have things done differently? Can I please do it this way? Can we not do it that way? Can I clear everything out in Brisbane so that I'll just need to leave to Japan from Brisbane? And it turns out that they were able to do that. I was all along, this whole time, I was able to do that. All I had to do was just ask them if I could or not. Imagine if I didn't ask. I would probably already be on my way to Indonesia as of now, wasting a lot of money, only to do something that could have been done the other way if I had just asked. And if with this company, I was able to ask them for a pretty major favor, in my opinion. Because I mean, just changing the whole system for like one applicant is a big deal for a company to do. And if I was able to do that, like, what does that say about our God? You know? What does that say about our Lord, who obviously from this verse already told us to seek, to encourage us. He's encouraging us. In this verse, he's encouraging us to pray. He's inviting us to bring our wants, our needs, and our desires, and our hopes and wishes, everything to him. He's inviting us to ask for help, to not be ashamed for it and just pour it all out. just give it all up to God. That's all we need to do.
Yes. Amen.
He's saying that He's here for us, with us, right now. Ask Him, seek Him, knock on that door, and He will answer.
That's right.
We might not get what we want. We might not get some people would probably be like, hey, I want a Lamborghini, God, can you please give it to me? And He would probably be like, maybe not. No. We never know. But we will definitely get what we need. Do we all believe that we will? Do we all believe
Amen.
that God knows what's best for us and will give us what we need?
That's right.
Yeah, because He will. And maybe not when we want it. Maybe not when we think is the right time. But when God thinks is the right time.
Yes.
It's like He's saying, why don't you give it a try? Give me a try. Ask, seek, and knock on that door. And trust me, I am here for you. That's what He's saying to us from this verse. And so many times when we reach the end of our ropes, we turn to prayer. But when our prayers aren't answered, we give up. It's a bit sad because it's like saying, back to my main point, that we don't need Him until we're so frustrated and so hopeless, and then we turn to Him, which is a bad habit. We should have just involved Him in the first time. We should have just involved Him from the beginning with whatever process and whatever things that we're going to do in our daily lives. We should have involved Him in the first time. We should have asked Him to be with us
Yes.
since the beginning, rather than just running to Him after we feel like we can't handle everything. You know? Well, today, I want to encourage all of us. Well, I believe everybody in here have been involving God and asking God about anything that we need. But I want to encourage all of us to do that more often. To not only pray, because to only pray means that you kind of do it out of obligation. But I want to encourage us to pray persistently. To always ask Him for anything that we need. Like, don't stress out about things that we can't even handle. Just give it all up to God. Give it all up to God as you pray. I mean, it's easy, but it's easy to say that, but in actuality, we're humans. We all have flaws. Sometimes we forget to do that. Sometimes, I don't know, we fall back onto that mindset that we don't need God, or I have it under control right now. And then after that, something bad happens, we fall again into despair, and it's just another cycle repeating. Well, no matter how hard it is, persistence and faithfulness are the target attitudes that we should have in our prayers and our lives. Because to involve God more in our life, to ask God to always be with us, is actually another step forward into the maturity of our faith.
It's true.
And because God will never deny us, we need to believe that everything that happens is according to His will. And we need to believe that what is according to His will is the only good thing for us. Well, unfortunately, that is all for today. And I hope this will be a lesson for us to always ask God for everything and anything that we need, foremost before anything else. And I hope this could stuck in our daily lives and we could apply it more often. Thank you.
Hallelujah.